Hey guys, it's Laurence here, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can use Instantly.ai to book hundreds and hundreds of sales calls, hit your business goals, whatever they might be. I'll walk you through exactly how we do it. We've been using Instantly for a very long time now. All of our clients use Instantly, so we know it very well. We understand how to get the most from it, and I'm going to share everything we know in this video. So you can either start using Instantly or you can start getting better results from your Instantly account. If you don't know what Instantly is, it is a cold email platform allowing you to send out cold emails. It does a little bit more than that as well. It allows you to manage multiple inboxes. It allows you to scrape leads as well. So there's lots of things that it can do. And in this video, I'm going to walk through exactly what they are and how you can start booking more sales calls for your agency. You'll have to excuse my croaky voice. I'm not feeling 100% today, but we're still here delivering value. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Instantly, how do we basically get within reason as many sales calls as we want on the calendar every single month? So as I say, maybe you're new to Instantly, maybe you're using Instantly currently, but you're just not getting what you want from it. This video is going to solve all those things. First thing we need to think about is, what do we actually want? There is no point coming into Instantly and not knowing exactly what we want to get out from it, because if we don't know what we want to get out from it, we're probably not going to get that end result. So we first of all, looking at my screen here, we've got to look at our goals. What are our goals? Maybe we want 100 calls a month. Maybe we want to get to a certain revenue number. Maybe that's 100K per month. What are our goals? Because our goals will then determine everything else that we do. That is where I see most people go wrong, is they start using Instantly and they don't understand, like, it's a bit like putting fuel into a car. You don't know how much fuel you need to put in order to get to a particular, end destination. You don't know like what you need to pack in your bag. If you're going camping, for example, depending on where you're actually ending up. Are you going somewhere hot? Are you going somewhere cold? Are you going for 2 weeks? Are you going for 2 days? We need to know where you're trying to get to, because if we don't know that, we don't know what we need to do in order to get there. So that's the most important thing. And that's where people go wrong, is they just start using it, hoping that they'll end up somewhere great. We need to reverse engineer the entire process and track everything meticulously. So what do we want? Maybe we want 100 calls a month. Okay, cool. Let's say that is our goal, 100 calls. We now need to think, all right, well, what do we need in order to get there? How do we get 100 calls? And I'll go into Instantly and what it's all about in a minute, but we need to understand like what we're actually trying to do. We might know that we're going to aim for a 0.5% ABR, which is appointment booking rate. So that's how many leads did I contact and how many calls did I get booked in? You could get a 0.2%, you could get a 1%, you could get a 2%, but let's just say, for example, we're going to aim for a 0.5% appointment booking rate, which is pretty typical, pretty standard. So therefore, we know that in order to book in a call, we need to contact 200 leads. And in order to get 200 calls, so it's basically 200 leads times 100 calls, which, if my maths is not mistaken, is 20,000 leads we need to contact in order to get 100 calls. We now are on the lead section. So now we can jump into Instantly and we can have a little look at their lead finder. So one thing that Instantly is great at is sourcing leads, and we can look for CEOs, we can look for founder, we can look for owners, and multiple different job titles as well. We can look in the different locations. I won't kind of bore you with all of these. They're relatively self-explanatory. Let's say we want to target people in marketing and advertising, and we want to target people with less than 25 employees. So now we can see there is 25,000 people that fit our criteria. Now, if we use something like Never Bounce, we will take this list of 25,000 and probably turn it into more like 20,000 by the time we've deleted some of these duplicates, some of the invalid email addresses, etc., etc. But you can use Instantly to download your leads. They do have an inbuilt verification tool. It's not as good as Never Bounce, basically. So I would use Never Bounce. So you can use their lead sourcing tools in order to get the volume of emails, the volume of leads that you need in order to achieve your goals. Again, most people don't go this far. They just think, right, I'm going to get some leads, I'm going to get some email addresses, I'm going to send them out, and everything's going to work. And it's like saying, I'm going to pack a bag, I'm going to put some trunks in there, I'm going to put my goggles in there, I'm going to put some ski boots in there, and I'm going to head out the door, and I hope I end up at my final destination. So, well, where are you trying to go? Well, I don't know. Well, what's in the bag? Well, a bunch of stuff. Why? Well, I don't know. Like, there's just not really a lot of thought behind it. We need to make sure that everything is very meticulously planned. You won't get to your end destination unless you know where you're going and how to get there. Now we know, right, we need to contact 20,000 leads in order to get 100 calls a month. So we need 20,000 leads every single month. So instantly, we might want to play around with different locations, different size of employees each month to try and get 25,000 more. We might want to go onto other lead sourcing platforms as well, but this video is all about Instantly. So there's lots you can do here to change things. You can look at the technologies that people are using, etc., etc. And then we look at domain and email structure. So we know that an email address can basically contact 100 leads a week, which is like 400 a month. So if I get my trusty calculator out here, we know that in order to have enough emails to reach 20,000 leads per month, we do 20,000 divided by 400, which means that we need 50 emails. 50 emails sending out 400 or contacting 400 leads a month equals 20,000 leads contacted. And 20,000 leads contacted at a 0.5% booking rate will get us to 100 calls. So we've reverse engineered it. Lead sourcing, we've kind of already covered that using Instantly. Just before we kind of going back slightly, we've got this. Now we need to think, right, well, we also know that we can have 2 emails per domain. So we know the structure. If we take all of this away, we basically know that the domain and email structure needs to look a little bit like this. 50 emails and 25 domains. That is our domain and email structure. Now, the great thing about Instantly is you can basically have as many email addresses as you want. One of the reasons they became so popular is because they enabled you to have multiple email addresses under one account. Previous softwares like Lemlist, for example, used to cost a small fortune because they charged you for every email address that you had. And Instantly don't do that. So we have hundreds of email addresses in here, all for $97 a month. And it is really cost effective. So you upload your email addresses in here and you can warm them up. Yep, we can see them warming up in here and it works really well. So we've covered the lead sourcing section. So now we need to talk about messaging, because messaging and follow-up, they both are what is responsible for a 0.5% booking rate. There's no point doing all of this, and it's all well and good saying, yeah, this is what's going to happen. But if we get a 0.2% booking rate, then everything else kind of falls out the window. So we need to make sure that we actually get this 0.5%. So how do we do that? We need to focus on our offer / messaging. We need to look at our sequences. We need to look at kind of frequency. Here's the thing, right? Let's say, for example, this is the most important thing right here, is your offer and your messaging. You can set up Instantly perfectly. You can, and this is really simple to do, by the way, but you can set up Instantly perfectly. You can contact loads of people. You can have these great goals. You can have all your metrics lined out. But if you're saying something that does not interest your prospects, then it's not going to work. Doesn't matter how shiny your Instantly account is, it isn't going to work. You need to make sure that what you're saying is actually attractive to your ideal prospect. If you get this part right and everything else wrong, you can still make all of this work. If your offer is compelling enough, you just simply need to get it in front of enough people. So how do we make sure that your offer is compelling? Here's the thing. Most people are trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, and it simply won't fit. It doesn't work. Square peg is your existing business, and the round hole is the cold email system, right? And most people are trying to get that in there, and it does not fit and it doesn't work. And they say cold email doesn't work. And it is true. For those people, cold email does not work. But it is not because cold email doesn't work. We know that it works. Some people get great results. Some people get crap results. That shows that it is not cold email that does not work. It is the business that does not work with cold email. So in order to get cold email to work, you cannot try and change the fundamentals of cold email. It's impossible to do. You have to change your business. Most people, as I say, they take their business and they try and kind of make cold email gel with it, and it just doesn't work. So we need to make our business more cold email friendly. So how do we do that? Well, it all boils down to making sure that your messaging is cold friendly. So how do you make your messaging cold friendly? Now, here's what I see happen time and time again. People understand how to make a message cold friendly, or when they do understand it, the next thing that follows is yeah, but. There's always yeah, but. For us, for me, for my business, it's different. we can't do that because of this. We can't do that because of that. But. And what they're trying to do, every time they say but, they're trying to fit this square peg through a round hole, and it won't fit. So when it comes to cold emails, messaging is all about risk reversal. It's about solving big problems. And it is about basically solving big problems risk-free. I've already mentioned it above, but so you solve a big problem with your client and you do it risk-free. So I'll give you an example here. So I spoke to a PR agency recently and they are struggling. They've been on the decline in their business for probably about 3 years now. And they say that they get price shopped. Everybody's trying to get a better deal. They are trying to get more work out of them for what the client's actually paid for. And they've tried sending some emails before and it hasn't worked. And they are kind of running out of money. They're running out of ideas. They're scared. They don't know what to do. And in order for this to be successful and to work, if you want to do cold email, is you've got to stop talking about PR. You've got to stop talking about the things that you're talking about. Everybody understands the concept of value-based pricing. You price based off the value that you provide. What not many people understand is that if you want to get value-based pricing, you have to use value-based messaging. You can't talk about the nuts and bolts of your services, but also charge value-based pricing, because you're saying, we do PR, we do PR, we do PR, we do all these little things about, within PR. Oh, and by the way, we charge 5 times as much as everybody else. And they say, well, hold on a second, you charge 5 times as much and you do everything that every other PR agency does. Why would I pay you 5 times as much when I can go somewhere else and get it much cheaper? And it's because they're using, mechanical, technical language with value-based pricing. If they use value-based messaging, they can then charge value-based pricing, but they weren't doing it and they didn't understand it. And I said, you need to stop communicating about your PR services. You need to focus on solving big problems for your clients. I said, what's probably the biggest problem that your clients have? Oh, well, they don't really, they don't have very good PR. I said, well, is that their biggest problem? Why do they want PR in the first place? Well, they want to get their name out there. Okay, why do they want to get their name out there? Well, because they want to attract more clients. Okay, cool. So now we're getting to it. They want more clients and they think PR is a good way to get there. Yeah, okay. Them having crap PR is not a big problem for them. Getting new clients is a big problem. So we've got to talk about the end goal that people use your services for. I'll repeat that. You want to talk about the end goal that people use your services for. They don't want PR. They want what PR can give them. They don't want SEO. They want what SEO can give them. They don't want paid ads. They want what paid ads can give them. And we need to make sure that our language talks about the thing that they actually want solving, not the mechanics, not the Facebook ads, not the PR, not the SEO, but the clients, the leads, the appointments, the revenue, the profit. So we want to solve a big problem and we want to do it risk-free for the prospect and as risk-free as possible. We don't have to always do everything like 100% money back guaranteed, blah, blah, blah. We don't have to do that, but we have to risk-free / risk reduced. There's got to be some form of reduced risk from the client's perspective. If there isn't and you say, yeah, but, you're trying to fit a square peg through a round hole. It's fine if you don't want to do that, then don't do cold email, basically. But if you want to do cold email, you've got to work within the parameters that works for cold email. Or you can carry on doing what you're doing and not get results by not following these fundamentals. So you do need some form of reduced risk offering for your prospects if you want it to work very well. You can get some kind of mediocre vanilla results by just sending out messages, but if you want a 0.5% conversion rate, appointment booking rate, you're going to need some form of risk reversal. Because why would somebody that doesn't know you, doesn't like you, doesn't trust you, you've just landed in their inbox, why would they book a call with you unless there was a lot in it for them? And we want to basically put that on your shoulders, not on their shoulders. Put the risk on your shoulders, not on your client's shoulders. It's got to be on somebody's shoulders, and you're reaching out to them, asking them to book in a call and give you money. The risk, therefore, has to be put onto your shoulders, not onto theirs. That's really about the messaging. Sequences and frequency. We actually do 3 emails per week to a prospect. We do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then we'll also we'll send 50 emails here. And then we'll send out another 50, or contact 50 leads, And then we'll also send out an email to different leads on a Tuesday, a Thursday, and a Saturday. And then when it comes to follow-up, you then need to make sure that we actually follow up with leads that reply to our email but don't actually necessarily book in. So Instantly has a great feature here called Unibox. And there's a bunch of emails. You can see every email that gets sent out, or any email that gets replied to, they all land inside our Unibox. And so we have one full-time person called Jen. Shout out to Jen. This is Jen here. And Jen manages our Unibox. Then what we also do is every single email, Jen will either mark them as interested or not interested. If they get marked as interested, we then have a little Zapier automation, which sends them to our CRM system, ActiveCampaign. And we send them emails. We send them 3 emails a week, every week, until they either become a client or they tell us to go away. So anybody that is interested, so that is somebody that replies with any form of interest. If they book in a call, they get pulled out of that campaign and they go into a different email sequence. But we use this follow-up sequence here in order to make sure that we actually do get a 0.5% appointment booking rate. Because you'll be surprised at how many people book in calls much further down the line because they actually came into your CRM system through a cold email. They replied saying, hey, yeah, that sounds cool. Or what's the price? Or can you tell me more? We'll tell them more. We'll then also, bang, they go straight into our active campaign sequence as well. So that is how we use Instantly. This video is not going to cover how to actually use Instantly and set everything up. I will show you another video inside the channel that we've gone through, we've created, that walks through how to actually use Instantly. But this is how you can structure everything around your cold email campaigns, how you can use Instantly to grow your business, hit the goals that you want. Remember, it all starts with the goals. From those goals, you understand the volume. From that volume, you understand the domains and emails that you need, the number of leads that you need. We talked about the offer and the messaging and the sequencing. And then we talked about the follow-up and how we follow up with our prospects as well to get them onto a sales call. Now, all of that, if that sounds too complicated, if you want my team to come in and just build everything out for you and then manage it on a day-to-day basis, on a pay on results basis as well, then we might be able to help. So best thing to do is click the link in the description. It'll tell you a little bit more about what we do, who we do it for, how we can possibly help, and how we can put qualified sales calls on your sales calendar on a pay on results basis. So if you're new to the channel as well, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.